test was 10-year-old. He's a 10-year-old.
Katie Zellmer discovered that her
And why even commit in the
15-year-old
first
son
place?
Aiden and her boyfriend's 10-year-old daughter Kaya were missing. She was understandably panicked. Her fear would grow, especially when only one of the missing kids was found. The nightmare only got worse from there. The resulting investigation into what really happened would reveal unbelievable cruelty and a capacity for violence far closer to home than anyone could have expected. On June 7, 2017, after 11 p.m., Katie made this call to the Thornton, Colorado Police Department.
Yeah, I needed to speak to somebody about my kids that are missing.
You have multiple children missing?
My son and my boyfriend's daughter.
Okay,
They went for a walk and they haven't come home, and it's now almost midnight, and I've gone driving around looking for them. I can't find them anywhere. Today,
Like a stepsister.
we left here around 7.
Do they normally go for this long of walks?
No, that's why we're concerned.
Kaya and Aiden hadn't been seen in about 5 hours, and neither of them had a cell phone. The search was on, and every second counted.
And did they say where they were going?
Well, they had mentioned running to the store and coming back.
Which store would they have gone to? The King Supers?
Yeah, King Supers.
It was actually Aiden's twin brother who relayed this information to Katie. When it started to get dark out, he told his mother that Aiden and Kaya still weren't home, kicking off the initial search. Katie checked out the nearby King Supers, Walgreens, and drove through the neighborhood, but there was no trace of either Aiden or Kaya. Officers responded to the house Katie shared with Kaya's father, Jacoby. Simultaneously, other units combed the neighborhood for any sign of the missing kids. Jacoby and Aiden's twin joined the search as well. It hardly took any time at all for the search to pay off, because while officers were in the midst of getting an official statement from Katie, Jacoby called with big news. He had found Aiden walking alone.
Oh, okay.
With time ticking away and no clues as to where Kaya had gone,
I guess he's really
the
gone
police
then.
hustled Aiden to the station in the hopes of getting more information about what was going on. They would quickly learn that getting the full story out of him would be no easy task. It's uncertain if Aiden was informed of his rights before the recording of this interview or when he was brought to the station. Colorado law says that unless a parent or lawyer is present when Miranda rights are read, any statements made by a child cannot be used against the child in court. Even though they had permission from Aiden's mother to conduct the interview, it's unclear whether or not anything said here would hold up in court.
Yeah, why didn't they just put the parents in there?
I
What?
want to kind of talk to you about what happened tonight. So,
It's actually illegal.
can you kind of start from the beginning for me and try not to leave anything out?
Well, I think it would now be the night the night before last night. I had thrown Kaya. She likes Pokemon, so she has like a big deck of like these Pokemon cards, and I had thrown like all of them for some reason, like out the wall and stuff, and it messed them all up. She was upset when it first happened, but after that, she wasn't upset at all. She said as long as she got some new cards.
Aiden said he didn't have any money to replace the cards, but hatched a plan to go to the nearest Walgreens and steal some. Kaya, he said, wanted to come with. This likely came as no surprise. Kaya was an avid Pokemon card collector and showed off her cards in this YouTube video,
I just left her there. He said, sorry, he's trying to pull up.
which she made just 6 weeks before her disappearance.
Hey guys, so today I have a Pokemon card opening for you guys, and it is the Evolutions version. And this is my first ever pack, and hopefully I will be getting more on Friday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to stay tuned for all my new videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.
Back with Aiden, they asked him for more details about his excursion, hoping that even a tidbit of information would be the key to finding her.
Were you wearing what you're wearing now?
No, I put this on probably like an hour, and after I went with the cops a few different places, I put this jacket on.
Okay. How about your shirt and pants? Is that the same?
Yeah, this is the same.
Okay. What was Kai wearing?
She was wearing a Broncos shirt. It was red or blue. I don't remember.
According to other family members,
So what's the reason for leaving her
her
again?
shirt had actually been orange. The description was sent out to the search parties along with an Amber Alert. Police quickly printed out missing posters, which they began putting up around town, while their colleagues continued to search. Dogs were on the way, but for now, the foot search would have to do. Back with Aiden, the detectives attempted to get a little background on his relationship with Kaya.
How do you guys get along?
When I first met her, like 8 or 9 months ago, when my mom and her dad started dating for the first time, I got caught high by my mom, and she said something like, "Ooh, call the cops," and I got mad at her and yelled at her.
Aiden shared that this was not the only time he was caught using marijuana, and that he still smoked every 4 or 5 days.
Have you ever hit Kaya before?
I've never hit any girl before.
Have you ever been upset with her to the point where you wanted to hit her?
The only time I was upset with her enough to like any way express that to her is when I told her, when I called her the name.
What name did you call her?
I called her a pig or something.
Police would come to find out sooner rather than later that this was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Aiden's misbehaviors.
And after that, I just started to get along, and it's been a while since anything like that's been happening. So lately, we've been getting along a lot better.
Aiden's willingness to replace the Pokemon cards he damaged seemed to indicate improvement in their relationship. However, getting Kaya new cards turned out to be easier said than done. Security footage retrieved from Walgreens supported this part of the story, as it showed Aiden and Kaya entering the store just before 7:15 p.m. Unfortunately for Aiden, his plan to steal the Pokemon cards was quickly thwarted. They were now behind glass as an anti-theft measure, so he revised the plan and loaded up his jacket with candy. He and Kaya exited the store less than 10 minutes later. Aiden said they planned to go to another Walgreens nearby to try again. However, that idea quickly changed.
Originally, we were first just going to walk straight down the street and just keep going all the way there, but she said she wanted water, so we went home and got the backpack and got a big jug of water and a cup.
How come you didn't take the backpack the first time with water since it was hot?
We just didn't think about it.
Aiden said that he and Kaya were only at the house for about 5 minutes, just long enough to load up the backpack with water and give some of the stolen candy to Aiden's brother. Then Aiden said they headed out again, destined for the second Walgreens. This, police knew, had to be when something went wrong. Using a map for reference, Aiden drew out the route he said he and Kaya took.
You stayed on this side?
Yeah, on that point, because it was the darkest side that we'd stay on.
Okay, and why'd you use the darkest side?
Because we didn't want to get in trouble.
Why would you get in trouble?
I don't know, to be honest. So I've gotten in trouble with truancy stuff and being out too late and stuff like that before.
Aiden said he noticed that the clouds overhead looked like rain while he and Kaya were walking. Not wanting to get wet, Aiden decided to seek shelter under some branches. He said Kaya had other ideas of what they should be doing.
And she was saying, if it doesn't rain within 5 or 6 minutes, I say we get up and start walking home quick so that we have a chance to get home before it rains. And then I was thinking it was going to rain a lot, so I was wanting to sit there and hopefully wait it out.
Were you upset with her when she was wanting to go home instead of trying to wait out the rain?
No. I just thought, I just thought we should maybe wait a little bit longer because I just really thought it was going to start pouring and we were just going to get drenched.
After this, his story started to make less sense.
So when you saw that it was going to rain, why didn't you just go into the condo? You would have stayed dry.
What kind of story is this?
I honestly don't know.
It got even stranger because Aiden said that once it was actually raining, he and Kaya decided they should try to walk home after all, left the shelter of the trees and headed out into the weather they'd been trying to avoid in the first place.
We started walking and I figured she's right behind me. I just saw her get up and start walking this way with me. Then we get over there and I turn behind me and
So why would she not be walking with you anymore? What happened?
I don't know. I don't think I did anything to upset her or make her do that, but you never...
He said that he just left him willingly.
I never really know because, I'm sure they've told you how she is. She's a 10-year-old girl. She gets angry over stupid little things.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm being really loud right now because I can. Okay, I've made such a mess making this. Let me show you. And I even got it on my iPad too. What the heck?
So, I honestly could have done something that made her mad and not even known it.
Were you in an area where she may have slipped and fallen down into a ditch or something like that? Is that how you may have lost her?
Mm-mm. After I got here and realized she wasn't behind me, I immediately went back this way and I went back this way. So then I went back into the trail, went back through this trail and then went into this neighborhood and just started searching around.
Were you calling out her name?
I did a few times, not straight up yelling at every couple of seconds, but when I got to the beginning of the street, it looked like a big street with dark places, or when I would see kind of an open kind of area, I would just yell.
So when you mean yell, were you screaming for her?
It wasn't super, super loud, but I was yelling at it to where somebody
could hear it?
Somebody could hear it, yeah.
Did you ever think of maybe just knocking on people's doors to tell them, hey, your little sister is lost?
I was thinking about that, but I had no idea what time it was. At the moment, I was really confused. I didn't know what I was going to do.
Aiden said he looked for Kaya for roughly 30 to 45 minutes. He claimed he found no trace of her and with no other ideas what he should do, started heading for home.
Jacoby my mom's boyfriend's Kaya's dad pulled up and like started yelling for me. I ran over and got in the car, and then he took me over to the house, and that's when I started talking to the cops and going back over here with them.
While that seemed to be the end of Aiden's story, the police weren't satisfied and kept pushing.
Aiden, help us. Help us. You're not giving us a whole lot of information. We need to try to find her or find out what happened to
And
her.
you're not in any kind of trouble. We need your help to be able to find her so we can help her.
I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, surely
About 8
not in any trouble.
hours since the last time you saw Kaya. Obviously, where you were at, if she were to walk at all, she would run into businesses, right? Where she could go in and tell somebody that she's lost.
Mm-hmm.
If she knows her mom's phone number, she knows her dad's phone number, right?
I don't know, she might.
Okay. So she hasn't called anyone.
Yeah,
So what happened to her?
that's still what I don't know.
How do you think Kyla feels? Or Kaya?
Well, wherever she is, probably scared, I'm guessing.
Well, do you think she would ask somebody for help?
Probably.
Well, we haven't had that yet.
I honestly don't know what to say about that.
At this point in the interview, it was now nearly 8 o'clock in the morning, and Kaya had been missing for at least 9 hours. Frustrated by Aiden's lack of concrete answers, the detectives tried to come at the situation from a slightly different angle.
Did she ever say anything to you about wanting to leave? Did she ever say anything to you about trying to get away from you?
Mm-mm.
Did she ever say anything about trying to get away from your mom?
No, because like
You're-
usually she has a good relationship with my mom. She doesn't really talk to me about personal things.
Your dad? Her dad?
No, she said she likes her dad.
Okay, so no reason why she would just take off.
Yeah.
Another look at Kaya's YouTube channel seemed to depict a happy relationship within the family, especially between Kaya and her biological brother.
I'll clean it up. Okay, you can go. It's on the pictures.
Are we going to be able to find her?
I hope so.
Unfortunately, it seemed police were no closer to locating Kaya than they were before talking to Aiden. Acutely aware that Kaya could be hurt or in danger, the police knew that every second could spell the difference between a happy reunion or a tragedy.
Were you guys out car hopping?
No.
Car hopping, as the police call it, is going around the neighborhood looking for unlocked cars and taking anything of value found inside. When the police talked to Aiden's twin brother, he suspected that this was the real reason Aiden and Kaya were out walking.
Why did you have a backpack then?
Who, me and Kaya?
Mm-hmm. Kaya's gone car hopping with you before, right?
I think way in the past.
Yeah, we're
but-
talking about the truth today, right?
Yeah, like way in the
So
past.
were you guys car hopping?
No, we definitely were not. I swear to God, swear on everything.
Aiden, look at me.
Car hopping?
You're not telling us the truth.
As it turned out, the police had solid evidence to prove that Aiden wasn't telling them everything. Why and what this meant in regards to Kaya's disappearance remained to be seen.
I don't think you guys are hearing what I'm saying. You guys think that I was going out doing illegal stuff, but I told you guys.
Okay, what I want to...
Like, I told you guys that.
He's only ratted out
Let's
himself.
keep our eyes focused on what the most important thing is right now, okay? The most important thing right now is to find Kaya.
Well, we should be doing that. Like, you guys think I know where she's at or something.
We have all kinds of officers. We have dogs. They are out looking for her.
Well, how? I don't know where she went. If I had any clue, I would have already given it to you by now.
Did you do something to Kaya?
Why would I do anything to Kaya?
I just asked you a question. Why would you ask me a question back? Did you do something to Kaya?
No, I didn't do a single thing to Kaya.
You ever have homicidal thoughts?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so somebody who told me you've had homicidal thoughts before, are they lying about that?
I've never had a homicidal thought.
How do you feel right now?
Never. Okay, good.
I'm pretty angry, to be honest. Well, I'm getting here completely accused of trying doing something to her or something.
I asked you just the one time if you did something, right? Did I ever ask you, or did
For the past,
Detective
like-
Martinez ever ask you if you did something?
For the past whole time we've been talking, you guys have been saying I'm lying about stuff.
Are you worried for Kaya?
Quite frankly, I'm worried for myself right now. I'm worried for her and myself.
That's a red flag.
Are you worried for yourself?
Because I'm in a bad situation. It looks bad as hell. Nobody knows where she is, and everybody thinks I have something to do with it.
Realizing that they were getting nowhere, the detective stepped out to get another map. They planned to start over and have Aiden go over the route he took with Kaya from the beginning. After Aiden came back from a quick bathroom break and was updated on the plan, he clearly was not a fan.
Come see if you can be right back with you, okay?
Alright. They're straight up accusing me. Hold on. 7,000.
Aiden was left alone, and in the midst of his family's panic, appeared to try to get some
What
sleep.
is he talking
Didn't have
about?
long to rest, though, because 25 minutes later, the detectives were back with a fresh map and a new interrogation technique.
Do you care about what your mom thinks?
Like, what she thinks about me?
Just in general, on how she feels?
I used to, but it's kind of at that point where I kind of feel like worrying about myself.
Well, to let you know, she's a nervous wreck right now.
Yeah, I know.
Wondering where Kaya's at, and she wants to find her. Wants to find her. Jacoby wants to find her.
Yeah, I can't imagine how Jacoby feels.
How about you?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I really want to find her because this is just a really bad situation, but it's not something like, you know, I'm gonna put all my heart. Like, it's something that makes me hurt so bad that it's not something like that. Like, it hurts the fact that I lost her and she's out there by herself. It's not like super like nerve-wracking for me.
So it probably wouldn't bother you if we found her or not?
No, it would bother me, but it's not like say for somebody that's closer to her, it's gonna be a lot harder.
She just saying he doesn't care for her.
Well, I want you to know, we've already had officers all throughout that area, Aiden, with dogs. You know how dogs work, right?
No, I'm guessing they sniff.
I mean, they're going to be able to pick up her scent a lot quicker.
That was the crux of the issue police were having. The dogs weren't consistently picking up Kaya's scent along the route Aiden traced. There were only two explanations. Either every single one of the dogs was having an off day, or Aiden wasn't telling the truth. A possibility that was far more likely. Something else the police discovered undercut Aiden's story even further.
There's an officer that went to the Walgreens. You know they have cameras, right?
Mm-hmm.
They checked the cameras. They didn't see you go into the store.
I had went in. Hey, I'm not sure what I have to do for you guys to prove that. Like, you guys can get you checked other times.
Camera can prove
I'm
it.
just telling you, they checked from 5 o'clock this evening, which we know that you hadn't left yet, all the way up until 11 o'clock tonight. And they didn't see you and Kaya go into the store.
Please note that the detective is talking about the second Walgreens that Aiden and Kaya tried to go to. Where they'd actually gone instead still wasn't clear, since Aiden wasn't talking. However, security footage from somewhere else in town would offer a hint. This was just the first of many holes in Aiden's story. Earlier, he told police he'd been wearing the same outfit earlier in the day, including his shoes. The detectives weren't so sure.
And then you had said earlier that you guys had cut through fields, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then it rained, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, your shoes don't have any mud on them. Did you change your shoes at all?
No.
Aiden complied. Police asked him to take off his jacket, which he said he wasn't wearing earlier, to take a close look at his outfit. However, the security footage from the first Walgreens clearly shows Aiden wearing a sweatshirt. The inconsistencies in his version of events just keep piling up.
Your behavior has not been normal around other people that know you very well.
Let's say anything, there's no camera.
Okay? So you need to make sure that you're telling us the truth.
If something bad happened to her, like if we found her and something bad happened to her, I wouldn't know what to do with myself, but...
What do you think?
I just hope we can find her okay.
The questions the detectives asked next gave a pretty clear suggestion as to their spine-chilling theory on what happened to Kaya.
If you wanted to hurt somebody, how would you hurt them?
I would always... fist fights. And that was really the only way I would hurt somebody. Like, I haven't gotten in much of anything. Like, I think I've only gotten in, like, one fist fight in the past, like, month or two. What happens now is, like, I'll, like, push all the anger down, and when it comes out, it'll, like, come out in a cry, and then I'm done with it. Like, it'll come out with me being by myself. Like, to be honest, I'll usually, like, cry for a little bit, and then I'm not mad anymore.
More information about Aiden's history would come out very soon. For now, the police stayed focused on the most important aspect of the case, Kaya.
Aiden, you're a smart kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
People just do not vanish in thin air. That's in the movies. That doesn't happen in real life. Okay, so there's an explanation as to what happened and where she's at. And I think that you have the keys and the answers to that to help us find her.
Can we be done with this conversation now? I've told you guys everything like 7 times.
It's so annoying.
Frustration, but it's just frustrating me.
Do you think she's frustrated?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why.
Because she's somewhere without the people she wants to be with. She's obviously somewhere she doesn't want to be.
What do you think Kai's thinking right now?
Wherever she is, she's probably scared. So you guys keep saying you feel like there's something missing. I feel like it's just wasting all of our time.
As soon as she arrived, was remarkable.
Okay. Yeah, being the victim and they...
You weren't supposed to do, like smoke some weed or drink or steal something, or... I know you were going to steal something, but did you? Did you do anything you weren't supposed to? And she's maybe scared? Or she's gonna get in trouble?
Literally the only thing
She knows she's going to steal something. What?
that we were gonna do that she literally knew about was getting the Pokemon cards.
If there's something you're leaving out and you're afraid you're gonna get in trouble, don't worry about that. You just need to tell somebody.
I don't have anything else.
Okay.
I drew on maps for them. I showed them everything I could think of. Everything. I told them everything. I've been honest with them about everything.
Do you need a hug? Come here.
The police obtained consent from both Aiden and Katie to collect Aiden's clothes for testing, along with fingernail scrapings and buccal swabs.
What do they want my clothes for?
To make sure there's no blood or anything like that. I don't know.
Why do they think it was me so much?
I don't really think they necessarily think it's you. It's just you were the last person to with her, so they have to rule you out.
They also arranged for Aiden to take a polygraph exam since the detectives were convinced that he knew more than he was letting on. Nobody could have anticipated the sheer amount of information he was holding back.
When he talked to the other guys, they wouldn't listen to him.
Okay.
And all they wanted to do was accuse him and not listen.
Right.
And he just wants to talk to somebody who will actually listen to him rather than just accuse him of things.
All right. Well, Aiden,
So-
I am your girl because I am a really good listener, and I'm not here to accuse you of anything. Actually, the CBI is not even really involved in the investigation. We were just asked to come here today just to do the polygraph.
How many questions do you even want to ask me?
Well, we'll talk about that. There's a, obviously we're going to have to go through the day and what happened and that kind of stuff, but I promise I'm not going to judge you about it.
Before beginning the conversation that would lead to the polygraph, Aiden was advised of his Miranda rights and his mother's presence, since he was a minor. He wasn't being charged and was free to leave, but the examiner wanted to exercise an abundance of caution. Since Aiden and his mother were both present when Miranda rights were read, this interview would certainly be admissible in court.
At any point today, if you do not want to take this polygraph, you are more than welcome to leave the room and walk out and not take the polygraph. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does your mom understand that?
Yeah. Before we even start the polygraph, can I get a time after the polygraph that we're leaving?
I don't know the time, because it just depends.
Because I honestly don't want to keep doing stuff if I'm just going to be here still all day.
Yeah.
I've been here since like 3 a.m.
The problem is there's no time limit on this, and I can't put a time limit on it because it kind of depends on how much you
No,
talk.
what I mean is like, do I have to leave afterwards? Do I get to leave afterwards? Or do I have to, can we find out if I can leave afterwards?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that as soon as I'm done, and I'll tell you what the results are, and the detectives will come in here and just kind of follow up with you.
The polygraph needed to be conducted in private, so Katie stepped out. Before launching right into the test, however, the examiner needed to get some background on the case and made an effort to get to know Aiden too.
So how is it going? Tell me how you're feeling.
Pretty pissed.
Yeah, tell me about that.
I've just been here all day. People that
Jag håller kvar på
talk
simsen.
to have been lying to me all day, so.
Yeah, what are they lying about?
Telling me I need to, like, after we get all this done, like, you're free to go for a little bit, you can have some time to yourself, and then we finish it, then they don't let me go.
The most expeditious way to get Aiden out of the police station as he wanted was to complete the test, and so the examiner got down to business.
So I have to ask you a couple of these questions, and this just lets me know if you're suitable or able to take the polygraph.
The examiner asked Aiden multiple questions about his physical health, but it was when the topic of his mental health came up that something stood out.
Do you know if you've ever been a patient like in a mental hospital?
I've gone to Jefferson Hills before.
Is that a mental hospital?
It's like, they do like mental evaluation holds on you. Like you have to do like group therapies and stuff for while you're staying there.
Okay. What have they ever told you that you have, or have you been diagnosed with anything?
ADHD, major depression, major emotional disorders, anger.
What kind of stuff has happened that makes you angry when you think about it?
Life has been pretty bad.
Life's been pretty bad?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that.
Just crazy. There's been too much. I've just been having to deal with too much.
Tell me about that.
4 years I've been in constant therapy and constant like therapy and in-home therapy and constantly going to all kinds of different meetings, constantly dealing with all kinds of stress at home, just constantly dealing with stuff I don't know where to just get a break.
Despite all of this, Aiden told the
There is no excuse.
polygraph examiner that his anger issues had greatly improved recently. However, this wasn't necessarily true. Records police obtained from social services indicated that in addition to the diagnoses Aiden shared, he had a history of aggression and violent outbursts. The social worker assisting the police said that she was shocked that Aiden was allowed to be unsupervised with 10-year-old Kaya.
So why did the anger thing stop? What made that better?
I don't know, it just started getting better. I couldn't explain it to anybody.
The parents' fault also.
I don't freak out like I used to. If I would get angry before, I'd like break stuff, but now if I'll just get angry, I'll walk off and sit by myself.
So you know how to control it now? Good.
That was about to be called into major question.
Do you take medication for that stuff?
I never wanted to take it.
Okay. So when was the last time you think you took some of that medication?
No medication too.
Okay. How do you feel that you're off of it?
I don't really feel anything anymore.
Aiden admitted to using alcohol and marijuana within the past couple of days. However, he did not believe himself to be under the influence any longer. Additionally, he revealed that he and his twin brother had recently spent some time at a social services facility after his mother, Katie, called the police on him.
Yeah, what did she call for the police for?
Kicked over a bag of trash, and I said, I was mad at her or something, and I said, like, something like, that's why you don't disrespect your boyfriend's family or something like that.
That's what you said?
Yeah, something like that, and so she called the cops and said that I was being rude, loud, disrespectful, and trying to blackmail her.
In preparation for the test, the examiner asked Aiden to tell her the whole story of Kaya's disappearance, starting from the beginning. He wasn't enthused.
Could we do the test without me having to tell the story?
No, unfortunately we can't, because that's the, I need to make sure that I'm asking the right questions on the test. When I ask you the questions, your body will tell me what the truth is, so, okay? So it's easy. Just sit in here and tell the truth, and it's not a big deal, okay? Mm-hmm. Like I said, even if it's different than what you said before, or maybe there's little details that, oh, I remember now, that is totally fine. You do not look like a liar. You just need to tell me what the truth is.
Despite his lack of enthusiasm, Aiden spent nearly an hour rehashing the exact same story of Kaya's disappearance. Once he finished, he requested a bathroom break, and the examiner took the opportunity to confer with the other investigators. And it was a good thing she did, because there had just been a massive break in the case, and it changed everything. Meanwhile, Aiden returned from the bathroom and waited in the room alone. Though he didn't yet know what the police just found, he needed to correct part of his story. He went out into the hall to flag down a detective.
There's something I think I should probably tell you before it gets too far out of hand. I realized I probably tell you is I didn't, when me and her split up, I didn't lose her. I intentionally left her because she was really annoying me. And I intentionally left her by Conoco because I figured she would be able to.
Okay, just hang on.
Ella still now.
The police had been pushing Aiden for the truth for 12 hours now. The detective asked Aiden to go back into the room and wait for the polygraph examiner to return. The longer Aiden waited, the more nervous he appeared.
I think she's talking with somebody right now.
Okay.
About 15 minutes later, he couldn't take the wait anymore.
I can't do this. I need to go to sleep.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you sit down so that way you don't fall over?
Aiden complied and returned to his seat. Not 2 minutes later, the examiner returned to update Aiden. At this point, though, the police likely suspected he already knew what they were going to tell him.
Hey, Aiden, buddy. How you doing? Can you look up and talk to me for a minute? Can you come talk to me just for a minute? We're not gonna do the test, okay? What? Okay. Go wake up for me. Come walk over here with me real quick, okay?
The examiner escorted Aiden to a different room now that the polygraph equipment wasn't needed.
Am I okay in here?
Det pallar.
Okay. Be friendly with me for a minute, okay? Listen, we're not gonna do the test today because you and I both know you weren't gonna pass, okay? Okay. We just found Kaya's body.
What?
Yeah.
Tragically, during Aiden's interrogation, police received this 911 call from a man who had been out for a walk with his family and stumbled upon something heartbreaking.
Yeah, I think the little girl that's missing in Thornton, I think my wife and our kids just found her.
Okay, are you in contact with her?
No, I unfortunately I think that she's.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Where exactly is she at?
She's face down in kind of a ditch area in a bunch of shrubs, and her underwear are taken off, and it looks like her clothes, or a lot of her clothes are off as well.
Police and medics rushed to the scene. The man who called 911 was waiting for them and
He definitely did something to her.
first responders directly to the body. It didn't take long to determine that it was Kaya, or that she was deceased. As the caller noted, Kaya's body was face down in a creek, and her disarrayed clothing made police fear that DNA swabs would be taken to see if any of her killer's DNA could be recovered. The location of where she was found also raised even more questions. Back at the police station, the polygraph examiner tried to convince Aiden to finally explain what happened. However, his emotional reaction made that nearly impossible.
Aiden, it's over, okay? And listen, you have had a horrible, horrible time in your life, okay? And I totally respect that you're sitting here today and you're talking to me. But we need to know, Aiden, look at me. We need to know what happened, okay? Because everything has an explanation.
Wait, are you guys accusing me?
Aiden,
What's happening then?
Aiden,
What are you doing?
Aiden, listen to me.
What's happening?
Aiden.
Aiden.
This is a question I need to know.
Can you guys
Why
explain?
is pretending allting?
What did you
Listen,
find?
stop for a minute, okay? Look at me. This is the biggest question I need to know, okay? This is the biggest question I need to know. Do you feel bad about what happened?
Wait, is she dead? She's dead.
Aiden,
She's
tell
dead.
me. Tell me.
Is she dead?
She's dead.
What?
Aiden,
How? What? This isn't what.
let me help you work through this, okay?
Aiden certainly sounded distraught, but only time would tell if his tears were genuine.
Please explain to us what happened. Oh, explain.
But not yes.
What's happening then?
Aiden, buddy, listen to me. I think, this is what I think. I think maybe there was some, you haven't been on your medication for a while and not feeling yourself.
You think I did something to her?
Aiden, I want to know what happened.
I didn't do anything. I swear.
Will you listen to me? We have surveillance video of you guys walking down the road, okay? We have video of just you walking back. So we know that there was a time you were together, and shortly after there was a time when you weren't with her anymore.
I swear to telling that guy I left her on purpose.
Because she was annoying. She wouldn't stop talking about what she wanted and being annoying. And, like,
I know, so that was...
I left on purpose. What is going on?
Look at me, nobody. Listen, there's no mistake. Too big.
Right, he just cringed
To
now.
admit that what you did was wrong.
I didn't hurt her. I told you I left her. We started...
Aiden, we have video of you guys together.
Yeah, I left. I even told that guy that...
Aiden, listen to me.
I left her.
It's not where you said you were at.
I know.
Okay, so that's a problem.
I know.
I want you to explain it for us.
Kaya's body was found more than a mile away from where Aiden said he'd last seen her. Hoping to find some clues, the police pulled surveillance footage from multiple businesses near the crime scene. When reviewing footage from Walmart, they found what they were looking for. An exterior camera captured this footage of Aiden and Kaya walking through the store's back parking lot at 8:50 p.m. This was the last known footage of Kaya alive, because just 40 minutes later, Aiden was caught on video walking in the opposite direction, alone. Detectives had a theory as to what happened next, thanks to several tips that were called in. Multiple residents who lived near the crime scene reported hearing a child cry out somewhere between 8:45 and 9:30 p.m. the previous night. Police assumed this had to be Kaya. The spine-chilling reason she was screaming would come out in due time, and it was more gruesome than anyone thought possible. Unfortunately, none of this evidence loosened Aiden's tongue.
I wanna not talk. I wanna be by myself. I want you guys to leave me alone for a little bit.
Do you want to talk to your mom?
Yes.
Do you want to talk to her?
Yes.
Does that make you feel better?
Yeah. I'm willing to say everything that I like about, but I didn't hurt her. I don't know why I would want to hurt her. Why would I?
No, she admitted his lying, I guess.
I just.
Sometimes people do stuff all the time that they don't mean.
But
It
the
doesn't make you a bad
murder,
person.
that's crazy. To kill someone, that makes you a terrible person. Killing someone, that's just so bad.
Projecting.
Aiden only had to wait a few seconds before his mom, Katie, joined him in the interrogation room.
What's going on?
They say I've killed her.
What?
They think I killed her.
What do you mean?
They found a body, and they said I killed her.
What was this new information you
But I just left her on purpose.
You left her on purpose?
I left her on because she was being so annoying. She wouldn't stop saying what she wanted from the store. She wouldn't stop being...
He's concerned about himself all this time, but why is she lying again?
Killed. I don't know. How?
Why she left him in the first place and still lying?
Katie continued to try to calm her son, but it was clear she had a horrible inkling as to where events were leading them.
I didn't do anything to her, I swear. Well, what's gonna happen to me? Where am I going?
I don't know. I don't know if you're getting arrested. I don't know what's going on. Are you going to tell me everything that happened?
I don't want to tell them without a lawyer. What about to happen to me?
Katie stepped out to break the news to the police that Aiden no longer wanted to talk to them without a lawyer present. Just because they couldn't ask Aiden any more questions, though, didn't mean the investigation had to come to a screeching halt. A new detective came in to update Katie and Aiden about what would happen next.
We've got some more physical testing that we would like to do on Aiden, a sexual assault exam. That is something that, of course, we don't do here. Medical professionals would do that. So, what is that? That is where they would get some more DNA from you on different parts of your body. Okay.
Briefly alone again, Katie didn't mince words when explaining the reason behind the additional testing to her son.
That's to see if you raped her or anything like that.
I didn't rape her. What the hell?
Aiden ultimately agreed to the examination, but it took a while for the police to arrange transportation to the hospital. While he waited, Aiden made a few more remarks to his mother.
She lived such a short life.
Yes, she did. It's very sad.
10 years.
Very, very sad.
You think Jacoby had to go over to where the body was? Confirm it?
I'm sure they'll have to identify her at some point.
I honestly can't believe she's dead.
Shortly, Aiden was transported to the hospital and given a sexual assault exam. Afterwards, he was taken to a social services facility at his mother's request. He would only be there for a short time because 2 days later, the police made contact with Aiden again. DNA from Kaya's body matched his. Aiden was under arrest for murder. However, there were still a lot of questions that needed answering, and Aiden continued to profess his innocence. Just a month later, though, the truth came out thanks to a very unexpected source. One of his peers came forward, requesting to speak with police and investigators with the district attorney's office, headed to the juvenile detention facility where Aiden was being held.
So, what can you tell us about what you know about Aiden?
He told me that he killed his stepsister, and that she was 10 or 11 years old, and that he said that he had a metal pole or something. He said it was that big or something like that, and that he just kept hitting her with it, and that he said he saw her brain, and that he flashed her skull and all this stuff, and that he just kept beating her.
Where did he say?
Just ego contact anymore.
He said he hit her right here. Okay. On the side of the head.
This was gruesomely consistent with the results of Kaya's autopsy. Kaya's body had multiple skull fractures, along with abrasions and bruises all over her body.
What a guy, huh?
Such as a torn fingernail, suggested that Kaya fought back. The medical examiner believed she had ultimately been. Detectives had noted earlier that Aiden also had bruises on his body. Now they suspected the injuries had been inflicted by Kaya trying to defend herself, especially since Aiden's DNA was identified under her fingernails.
He dragged her, like, I don't know how, he just said he dragged her to the, like, other side, like by the river or whatever.
Evidence from the crime scene seemed to validate this part of the story as well. Crime scene investigators noticed abrasions on Kaya's body, as well as drag marks in the foliage, which led them to believe that the body had been moved.
And that's, he said, he saw what he did, and he said he ran off, and he took off running home. And that he was just, like, scared because he thought nobody saw him. And then he started telling everybody he blacked out, but then he was describing everything about it. He's like, I blacked out, I didn't know what I was doing, but he was describing everything that happened.
According to Aiden's peer, Aiden had been planning to run away from home the following day. But when the police showed up at his house the same night Kaya vanished, that plan was dashed.
You mentioned that he had a pole. Did he say at all where he got this pole?
No, he didn't tell me where he got it. He just said it was like a fence pole or something like that.
There was just one problem. The police never found a metal pole at the crime scene. A search warrant was executed on Aiden's house, and several hammers were seized, but none of them matched Kaya's wounds. When they heard about the new metal pipe theory, Kaya's mother and grandfather decided to search the area themselves. Near the crime scene, they found a metal pipe abandoned in the grass. They immediately reported the discovery to the police, who took the pipe into evidence.
It's true
At the
then.
detention facility, Aiden's peer was able to answer even more of investigators' lingering questions.
Did he mention more than just a lot of blood and stuff?
No, he was saying that, because he was saying that the detective said that there's blood on his shoe or something like that, and then he's like, I don't know, I thought I cleaned the blood off my shoe, but I don't know, because they're saying it's on there, but I'm pretty sure there's no blood on my shoe.
Okay. And did he say why there wouldn't be any blood on his shoe?
Yeah, because he said he washed it off.
At least he tried to. Police found blood on the laces of the shoes and the clothes they took from Aiden during his interrogation. The DNA was matched to Kaya, but it got worse because more DNA evidence indicated that Kaya may have been sexually assaulted. Despite all of this evidence, there was still one massive question. What was Aiden's motive for such a horrific crime?
Did he say why he started hitting her?
No,
or what made him decide to do that?
I don't know, he just said he was stressing and that he had a lot on his mind and then he just let it get to him or something like that.
Okay.
He was just saying that like he didn't like her family and stuff like that, like he just didn't like her dad. And like to me it just seemed like he was jealous or just like he didn't really like get along with her.
Aiden remains the only person who could say for sure why he ended Kaya's life so brutally. So far, he has not admitted anything. On December 16, 2021, Aiden, now 17, pled guilty to first degree. He was sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. While this in no way makes up for the tragic loss of Kaya, hopefully her family finds some peace in the knowledge that justice has been served.
And I will see you, little pretty birds, in my next video.
Okay, you can stop ending the sad story.
Okay.